Alright guys, today we have more PlayStation news, leaks, and rumors to go over and cover. We have a little bit of everything we're going to be discussing in this video today. So before we dive into it, if you could do me a big favor and hit that like button to help the video out and show your support, I'd really appreciate that. And make sure you hit the subscribe button as well if you are new here to the channel. So we're starting here with Sony apparently registering a trademark for Sunset Overdrive, and this has led to a lot of conversation online about what Sony may be planning to do with this, if anything at all. So it says here, known insider and Twitter user Nebelian has spotted a trademark registration for Sunset Overdrive filed by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The status update on the United States Patent and Trademark Office is dated April 26th, 2021. Insomniac Games previously confirmed that it owns the IP. Fans have been hoping for a PlayStation release ever since the studio was acquired by Sony. However, Sunset Overdrive remains an Xbox console exclusive to date. It's also available on PC. Whether that's set to change or not is anybody's guess, but the trademark update sure has fans hoping for a PlayStation release. Interestingly, there have been rumors of PS4 and PS5 editions, but they remain unsubstantiated. So for those who are not aware, Sunset Overdrive is a third-person action adventure that released in 2014 to overall positive reviews. Currently holds a rating of 81 on Metacritic, and they provide us with the official description here, which I'm not going to read. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Sunset Overdrive, and yeah, where this becomes even more interesting is we have apparently a list of leaked PlayStation 5 games that has been making the rounds, and I don't know if I believe that this list is true. I'm leaning more towards it's not true, because leaks like this, you know, they come and go, and most of the time they're not legitimate, but the timing of it is interesting, and a lot of people were kind of pointing me in the direction of it and asking my thoughts on it. So we're going to go over that in just a second here, but I just want to talk briefly about Sunset Overdrive. First of all, it was always interesting to me when Sony bought Insomniac Games that Sony was also purchasing the Sunset Overdrive IP, and it's a real shame that the game didn't really sell that well, apparently. I mean, if you look back towards the early days of the Xbox One, they did have some pretty solid titles, right? They did have some pretty solid exclusives, and I think Sunset Overdrive was one of those games, but I guess it just didn't really appeal enough to the core Xbox audience that was there supporting the Xbox One at launch. I mean, maybe it sold relatively well, but it apparently didn't sell well enough for Microsoft at the time to feel inclined to pursue a sequel of some sort. So, you know, PlayStation owners are really hoping that this is something that they end up getting, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see if we do. So we're going to move on and talk about this leaked list of games, because Sunset Overdrive is actually on this list. So the title of this article, coming from PlayStation Universe, reads, "Leaked list of upcoming games now seems more real, with Dreams for PS5 and Sunset Overdrive remaster and sequel listed." So let's read over this. A little while ago, a supposed leaked list of games emerged online, which we and many others initially wrote off as complete nonsense, as it suggested Insomniac's dead IP Sunset Overdrive was coming back alongside a few other new games we haven't heard of yet. But today, that all changed as Sony filed a trademark for Sunset Overdrive, re-upping it and seemingly suggesting that Sony sees some value in the property. That full list suggests that Sunset Overdrive will receive a remaster in the form of Sunset Overdrive refreshed edition, for PS5 and PS4, and that Sony is working on a sequel or expansion of some kind for PS5 called Sunset Apocalypse. Microsoft owns the rights to the original game, but Insomniac owns the IP. However, Sony may have worked out a deal with Microsoft, which I think is definitely possible. We've seen Microsoft do that in the past with, I think, what was it, Remedy games. They've done that before with Alan Wake. It goes on to say, alongside those games, the list also includes Dreams Plus, a PS5 port of Media Molecule's game apparently set to release on July 29th. Project Cars 3 is also apparently getting a PS5 release, alongside a game based on a recent Netflix movie. And there's actually more on this list. So GTA 5 is one of these titles, which is apparently a thing that's still happening. We haven't heard anything about it. So I'm actually going to look at this list right now and, just try to discern whether or not this is real, right? Like, again, when it comes to lists like this, you always have to take it with a massive grain of salt. I mean, they could be true. They could just be completely made up. So I'm looking at it here. Dreams Plus, Media Molecule, PS5, July 29th. I mean, that makes perfect sense. What's weird to me is PC is not listed here. So, Sony made it clear that more of their games are going to go to PC. More PS4 games, anyway, are going to make their way to PC. I mean, if Dreams is going to make its way to PS5, it would just make sense that it makes its way to PC as well, right? So, that's a thing that if it's real, I would expect that to happen. Project Cars 3, I guess that could be real. They have Back for Blood listed here, which we know is a multi-plat game. I don't know if Sony has like the marketing rights to that. Stray is here, which is apparently coming out in October. See, what's weird is like, I don't know the full context of this leak. I'm assuming this is supposed to be some kind of state of play that Sony's going to be doing. They do have Sonic Colors Ultimate listed here. They have Grand Theft Auto 5, so that's apparently set for October, which would make a lot of sense, actually. And then at the bottom, we have Sunset Overdrive Refreshed Edition, which is set for this fall, so it's like a remaster for PS5, and then Sunset Apocalypse, which is just set for PS5. And yeah, so what makes this even more interesting is we have Colin Moriarty, who, he definitely has some contacts within the industry. He kind of quote tweeted this and said that I can't speak to everything else, but I can tell you that the Insomniac stuff is not true. So, we have Colin Moriarty kind of shutting this down and letting us know that, at the very least, what we're hearing about Insomniac on this list just isn't true. So if what Colin is saying here is true, is that that's just not real, then I think it's safe to say that the rest of this list isn't real. But the timing of it is interesting, right? Because apparently this list of games came out before we are finding out now that Sony, kind of renewed this trademark for Sunset Overdrive. So yeah, it's really anybody's guess. I just wanted to take a little bit of time here to go over this with you guys so you can kind of, discern for yourself whether or not you think this is real. Make sure you let me know down in the comments below if you believe this list is real or not. I mean, a lot of it does seem plausible. I really don't know if Sony's going to do anything with the Sunset Overdrive IP. I think that they would be more inclined to do something with Resistance again before Sunset Overdrive, but you never know. But I want to close out this video talking about yet another GTA 6 leak or rumor, because this one, in my opinion, actually does sound somewhat plausible. So it says every now and then new rumors about Rockstar's next GTA installment surface. Usually these rumors claim that the title will soon be officially revealed or that its setting has been leaked. To date, however, Rockstar Games and parent company Take-Two have been rather quiet about the title, and with GTA 5 still bringing in the cash and a next-gen version on the way, an announcement seems far off. Those hoping for the GTA installment to be released somewhere next year might do well to keep their expectations in check, as well-known movie scooper viewer Anon has taken to Twitter to tweet something interesting about GTA 6. According to the scooper, which is what they're calling him, the game won't be released on PC and consoles anytime soon, as developer Rockstar Games internally had the title set for a release in late 2023. That's still 2.5 years away from now. So, this doesn't necessarily confirm anything, but I did find this pretty interesting because it actually sounds realistic, right? Like, I don't usually cover many GTA 6 leaks or rumors here on the channel. There was talk a while ago about Sony trying to secure some type of exclusivity deal or like a timed exclusivity or marketing rights or whatever, and we'll have to see what ends up happening there. We know that Sony did announce GTA 5 for the PS5. That was literally the first thing that Sony announced with their first proper, future of gaming event. So it's clear that Sony and Rockstar still have some type of partnership here, but the idea that GTA 6 is going to be announced this year and come out next year, that just seems completely unrealistic to me, because you know, we have GTA 5 Enhanced Edition that was announced almost a year ago at this point, and we haven't heard anything about it. So, you know, it's interesting because if GTA 6 is real, you know, I mean, I think it is. I would assume it's in development. The idea that Rockstar Games has it set for a late 2023, like that's what they're aiming for at the soonest. And we already know that if it gets announced and they're shooting for a late 2023 release, it's going to get delayed probably 3 or 4 times after that and come out sometime in 2024, you know, probably like a year later, something like that. That sounds realistic to me. So I just wanted to let you guys know that apparently this individual who is claiming this, apparently they're known to be like a scooper, you know, they have some kind of inside track show. So I don't know. Just wanted to leave you with that, but that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Be sure to leave your thoughts about everything we went over down below. I'm going to be interested to see what you have to say. Leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.